Okay, hi guys, my name is Nomcebo Dwandwe and I'm 30 years old today, and I am a born again Christian, and I'm here to tell you about my little short testimony why I actually decided to take a walk with Jesus. Well, it started back in 2015. Yes. So I just went through a very bad breakup, and I was just like done with dating and whatever that was called love in this world. So I just I was crying and down. You know that verse when they say God is near to the brokenhearted? I actually experienced that. So at that time I was down and crying, and I was like, Lord, I'm done. I just want you to show me what love is. So from then I met a friend that we worked with, and then I found out that he's a pastor's son, and he used to mentor me a lot. And then at that time, because I had lack of knowledge, I used to fight him about a lot of stuff, and he would actually pray for me, fast on my behalf, until I got to understand a lot, and I started having dreams and they started becoming reality. So that's when I decided, I don't understand what's happening to me, and he understood what was happening. So after that, I was like, what's happening to me? What's happening to me? And then he was like, God is calling you. So for me, from there, we prayed together, and then I became a family member. And then ever since then, I was like researching, asking God for wisdom and discerning mind. And it's been a fruitful journey, and I'm still at it. Sometimes it's not easy, you feel alone in this world, but when you meet the people that God puts you in place with, it's the most amazing journey you will ever discover. Yourself changes, your mind changes, your heart changes, the way you do things just changes. So it only just took a heartbreak. So when I look back at it, I actually thank that guy who broke my heart, because I wouldn't have actually discovered this journey. I'll be probably still trying to find the next love.
Hi, my name is Nomsana Ngalo. I am 27 years of age, and I'm a young born-again Christian, a servant of God, a lover of Christ. I grew up in a family that is predominantly Christian. So growing up there, you eventually take on the religion itself, you take on the lifestyle itself. But for me, my personal interaction with it came when my mom and I were busy with Bible study. I think I was around about 12, 13 maybe. We're sitting in the sitting room just reading the Bible, and while we were reading, she was explaining, I think, the Ten Commandments to me. While we're sitting, like in my heart, there was like this word that just kept on brewing in me, and just it wasn't settling. No matter how hard I tried to ignore it, it was just there. It was just there, and the word was Isaiah 60 verse 1, arise and shine, for your time has come. Back then, it was like mind blowing. What does it mean? What does it mean? Is this greatness from God and whatnot? So that's when my journey with Christ started, when he specifically just spoke to me, and I was like, okay, cool. So this lifestyle of Christianity is for me. It's not because I'm following it because my mom was Christian or is Christian or everyone at home is Christian, so I just have to follow. It was because he also spoke to me, and I was like, okay, there's a word specifically from God. Fast forward, we grow. I am in ministry, fully dedicated to God, and then life starts to happen as you grow up and you become more and more of an adult, and things and responsibilities come into play, and you find yourself now having to literally face trials and tribulations that you actually have to encounter with faith. So that's when I had to grow in my faith. And I won't lie, this journey with God has been very difficult. Is still difficult as well for me, being someone who's gone through so much at a young age, been through depression, still working through it, anxiety, panic attacks. I've been through it. I'm still working through it. But the one thing I do know is that every time I feel like giving up, or every time I want to just say, no, I just want to give up, I just don't want to do this anymore, that word Isaiah always comes up, and it always reminds me that the road was never going to be easy. It was never going to be easy. It's never going to be easy. But whenever life pushes me down, I've got a word that backs me up, that says I must arise and I must shine, for my time has come. So usually every time I find myself in darkness, I find myself down on the ground, this word is the one word that resurrects me and reminds me of who I am and what I stand for, and most importantly who God is, from every situation He's taken me out of, from the big ones that I know to the small ones I might not pay attention to. God has brought me out of so much that sometimes I just sit back and I'm just like, hi bro, I've been through this and I don't remember getting out. I've been through this, I've experienced this, I don't remember getting out, but I remember surviving, and I remember pushing through, and I remember how worship took me from one point to the next when there was no words I could utter, because I was in so much pain and heartfelt, and my emotions were everywhere. Worship was able to get me out. So the journey, to be honest, is not easy, but best believe it is so much worth it, because you're being sharpened, you're being grown, you're being put, or you're being cast into a fire to come out as strong and as beautiful as gold. And the journey at the end is so much worth it. And that is why I still continue with my journey each and every day, is because I look back and I'm just like, if God can take me out of that small waters, what I'm facing, small waters, He can definitely get me out of it. And it's a constant reminder that when things go sad, I just look back and I'm just like, God has done it for me. So thank you for listening to my story. I'm very appreciative. Bye.
My name is Pinsiwe Wakamsibi, umntana kaNkulunkulu. Yebo, so namhlanje ngizochaza uhambo lwami noNkulunkulu, ukuthi sukaphi laqala kanjani kuze kube la sikhona namhlanje. So I was raised in a family where kwakuyiwa esontweni. Ngikholelwa kakhulu uNkulunkulu, kungekho okunye esikwaziyo ngaphandle kokuthandaza. Umkhulu wayengumdala ebandleni lasePress. So sasenakho nje isonto into normal ukuthi Sunday to go to church, siyahamba Sunday school, and then from there we have lunch, the Sunday lunch. So into ekhona isonto kwangayonto engixwayayo, kwangayonto entsha, indlela nje sakhula ngayo. But at that age I didn't have a relationship. Now that I look back, I realized I didn't have a relationship. Kwakuya nje esontweni ukuthick box, and also mahlala ekhaya magiyo esontweni yabazi gogo, they don't play, so yeah, it was just that. Kwaze kwaba ngiyaphuma ekhaya, phuma kwami ekhaya sengiye boarding school, ilanga qala khona kahle kahle ukuba nobudlelwane and intimacy and depth and a proper relationship noNkulunkulu. I remember in grade 9, that's when I nganikela impilo yami kuJesu, ngamvumela ukuthi abe inkosi nomsindisi wempilo yami. And from there on, things just started changing. Ngabona the world in a different way. I felt a certain way. Even when I go through challenging situations, it was just never the same. When you go through a challenge, and you go through a challenge with hope, we go through a challenge with trust, you go through a challenge knowing that somebody is going through a challenge with you, and the challenge is not meant to break you, but it's meant to make you a better person. So you do life differently and masovana noNkulunkulu kwasa ubuwena buyashintsha nebhayibheli lize lasho ukuthi the old is gone. So